With me today is Sylvia Poniecki, Director of Impact Investments at Wespath. One of the primary strategies that Sylvia is responsible for is managing our Positive Social Purpose, or PSP lending program, which invests primarily in loans that support affordable housing and community development for underserved areas across the United States. Sylvia, can you give us an update on PSP activity this year?
Happy to do that, Joe. PSP activity for this year so far totals $18.5 million. This consists of forward commitment executions totaling just under $4 million and loan participation purchases totaling $14.6 million. We've also had $21.5 million in loan payoffs through the third quarter of this year. We are continuing to see prepayment activity, but it has slowed down a bit compared to past years, given the current interest rate environment. And at the same time, we do expect to see some burn off in the portfolio, given the age of some of the loans and amid interest from those looking to refinance properties and extend affordability on those loans.
And how is the existing PSP portfolio doing overall?
Overall, the PSP portfolio has remained stable this year, with only about 9% of the total loan balance currently on our watch list. And this continues to be low in comparison to previous years. Some of that is due to watch list loans paying off, but the other big driver here is that the majority of existing affordable projects are seeing high occupancies and stable cash flows. The high demand for and overall shortage of affordable housing units across the U.S. results in strong operational performance for existing properties, and thus not having many deals on the watch list currently.
That's great. Can you give us an example of a recent project that Wespath has invested in through the PSP lending program?
Sure. The project I wanted to highlight today is Rosemarys Way Apartments. This is a mixed-unit income development in Concord, New Hampshire, which contains 42 rental units, 31 of which have restricted rents and 11 are market rate. The project includes a variety of in-unit and common area amenities for residents, and 4 units in the development are reserved for individuals suffering from mental illness, with additional rental subsidies and services assisting tenants in those units.
And then taking a broader industry look, what are some of the challenges you're currently seeing in the affordable housing space? Interest rates have obviously been a factor, but what else?
So for those that watched our webinar from the first quarter of this year, my colleague Trent Sparrow mentioned a few challenges facing the industry, including high interest rates, rising construction costs, and limited financing resources. Those certainly continue to impact pipelines and development activity, but in addition to that, escalating operating costs are really putting pressure on new housing transactions as well as existing properties. One of the primary drivers for cost increases in recent years has been property insurance. And we recently put out a blog discussing how climate and extreme weather events are some of the big factors that are causing spikes in insurance premiums. So for example, over the past year, insurance premiums on multifamily properties in the U.S. increased by 26%. This is certainly affecting an already strained housing market that can't keep up with the demand to produce enough affordable housing units for low and moderate income households.
So it sounds like these cost increases could extremely impact the viability of these projects.
Absolutely. Constructing a project is only one step. Making sure that it underwrites and is feasible over a 15 or 20-year loan term is just as important. Affordable housing is more sensitive to rising costs because of the limited rents and cash flows on these projects. So any significant or unexpected costs, such as insurance doubling or tripling, in a short time period can significantly affect the loan that was previously a solid performer. And for new transactions, if costs continue to spike and budgets get out of hand, deals in the pipeline may not pencil out and never get built, thus adding to the already existing affordable housing shortage.
So what are some of the things that you and the team are doing to manage the situation and its impact on existing and future deals?
I say this often, communication and reporting are key. We remain diligent with our intermediary partners on the assumptions that they are applying to deals in their pipelines. And we are also monitoring the existing portfolio and discussing with them ways to mitigate any potential issues. And then, things are relatively stable currently. We hope that they remain that way, but we want to make sure that we have a plan in place to address any problems that may arise.
Sylvia, I appreciate you joining me and talking about our PSP program and providing some current insights on the affordable housing industry.
Thanks for letting me join and share, Joe.